Going. What's going on with
What's that?
everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Orange Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And today, this is my last interview of 2021, but you won't see this until 2022. So a little bit of magic right there. But hey, without any further ado, man, I got someone on the other line. I'm going to introduce himself, man. Who we got?
Just a regular Joe like yourself. Just a nigga with a big mouth. Just typical, normal. Yeah. Rap
Hey,
Ferreira,
man.
Rubiak, Soul Folk, Scallops Hotel, him who has the filthy fits, Crow Billiken. You already know.
Hey, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, dog. It's a calm day. Just clean my kids' playroom. That's about it.
And I like the glasses, like I told you off here. I also like the flag behind you, man. Beautiful colors right there, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you already know. Yep.
I
Thank you,
like
much
that.
obliged. I'm fucking with your bonnet, I said to you before. I wanted to know, like, what is the origin story of, like, what's your myth? Like, you are such a mythical being. I just want to know what the myth is, and to have this opportunity direct from the source, I had to take it.
Hey, man. It's not a crazy story. It's two, man. One, I got hair, so gotta protect the hair. You feel
I
me?
seen enough. I seen enough of the video. You got locks, right?
It's in twist right now.
Oh,
It's
twist that.
twisted up,
Okay, yeah.
twisted up right now. And two, what really came about was I was at school one day. This was high school, and I was just thinking. I was like, man. I was trying to think of different stuff to do. So I was like, man, what if I start buying a whole bunch of velour suits and matching them with the bonnet? And I was gonna buy a whole bunch of red, blue, yellow, and just match it. I was like, man, shit look crazy.
Yeah.
Never went through with the velour suits. I might have to go back to that idea, but yeah, just bought a whole bunch of bonnets, and here we are
Wow.
today.
I love that. I love the velour suits, but just stopping at the bonnets is also a G move. Yeah,
Hey, I
yeah.
appreciate it. You a fashion nigga yourself, so you know what I'm saying. You got the damn. I don't know if those are Versace's on your face, Ray-Ban. I don't know what those are, but they look really
Uh,
nice.
Thank you, dog. They once they hit my face, they just become ruby yachts. That's just, whatever they were, they not that no more. They just soul folks now. You know, I appreciate it very much.
For sure. I mean, just looking at you, I realize that you do coordinate colors and coordinate things very well. Is that something you've always been doing? Like as a kid, or did you kind of grow up and start doing that?
I don't know. It's not
Mm.
something that I'm necessarily aware of until, like, right now, somebody be like, "Oh, I noticed you got this theme going on." I'll be like, "Oh shit, I guess I do." I just follow my gut. I like the shit I like. I'm always telling um my homies, we have art conversations. I'm always repping this, like, idea that I don't know, fuck all that noise, but thank you.
Hey, whenever you feel like you want to go on a tangent,
Mhm.
I brought a notebook. Just take notes, man, because you're a smart nigga, man. So
Oh, shit.
I need to take notes. So a nigga got a pen in this bitch. Nigga got your name at the top. You feel me, man? So
Please, bro.
nigga ready to take
Please,
notes in this bitch, man. You feel me? So
please. Much obliged. Yeah, I got notes in the mental. Then my pen on my head. I got my pen right here. But
fire, fire.
right, we ready though.
Do niggas do because like just listening to you rap talk, I would imagine there's got to be people in your life that treat you like a professor. Like niggas just take your words as like, you know what I'm saying? I know you don't want to like big yourself up like that probably, but it got to be niggas in your life that go to you like, man, this is the smartest nigga in my life. Have to, have to.
No, no, I'm around people who are way smarter than me. Typically, I'm like the clumsy, moronic rap guy in the rooms I'm in, where it's like, oh, this fucking idiot is just looking for the word that rhymes again. Like, nobody really comes to me for shit, which I appreciate. But in the realm of music, for whatever reason, I've been given that aura. And I rock with it, but I don't feel like I got nothing special to say for real.
Man, you know how I could tell you a rapper, even if I didn't know you was a rapper. You know how I could tell you was a rapper.
Huh?
I'm a big battle rap fan,
Hmm.
and some of the best battle rappers that I know that scheme a lot in their bars, they talk in like schemes almost. Like when they're just like talking to somebody, like they'll just start scheming and kind of barring up mid conversation. And I've watched a couple of your interviews, and you won't even catch yourself, but you just start down. You know, nigga might be talking about slavery. You'd be like, yeah, man, you know, slavery was a bad thing. You feel me? So, you know, so I got to stay chained up because if I'm in the bond, I'm like, God, this nigga, you nigga going crazy right now, man.
Bless you, dog. Thank you. That's the shit. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Yeah, yeah. I mean, speaking in time and with a certain meter and tone, all that shit is important in getting your point across. And there's definitely times you can turn the faucet on and just flash on niggas, but nah, dog, we just chilling. We just chilling. Um, but wait a second. How long you been on the bonnet? I'm sorry, not to fuck the flow up, but
That's funny. It's it's more than half a decade at this point.
my nigga, yeah. See, I'm trying to write like an anime, and I just am like, whenever I come across certain people, I'm like, oh, this nigga. If you see a bonnet wearing desert samurai nigga in a manga one day, don't blink too fast.
Nah, I
Like
got
that.
bro. If you run into a nigga in an anime with a bonnet, you gotta throw in the white towel, bro. I mean,
I'm
it's
saying in the anime of all places, oh, it's not a good place to catch the nigga with the bonnet on.
oh man, what's got you wanting to write an anime?
Just life and having way more time, COVID ain't shit to do. Um, so just keeping my mind active. And the older I get, the more I want to write in other formats and lanes than just rap songs. Not just rap songs, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I write a lot of them, and it's cool to switch the form up. That's all.
I've watched interviews with you, and you have some really good interviews. And but what I realize is that when you say like, I want to know more about you, want to know about me, the myth, the legend, nigga, I want to know more about you. I feel like you are a type of nigga that don't realize who you are. You don't realize how interesting you are. Most interesting people don't realize how interesting they are. They just say, I'm a regular degular guy like yourself. It's like, no, nigga, you're not a regular degular guy like myself. Like you do philosophy, you rap, you have wrestling bars, you apparently hold some technology that captures niggas' dreams. I mean, you have a lot going on. And
That's all.
do you, I don't know, like, do people ever, like, you're talking to people, do they bring this up? Like, oh, you're an interesting guy. Or is it something that, like you said, you're around people that's probably, you said that's smarter than you, but I would imagine that you are the person that, like, when people find out more about you, they like to pick your brain. Are you the person that is picking the brain or getting your brain picked usually?
Neither. I'm just watching people. I'm
Mm,
quiet, dog. I just listen. Normally in my friend group, I'm just listening, and I'm likely to interject at random on some bullshit. But yeah, I just listen. Uh, for me, my world of expressing myself is writing. So I think my writing and my songs are far more interesting than because I put all that shit in there so my head can just be empty in regular life. Just be hollow, nigga. Like just, you know, two moths in there flying
excuse me. I mean, I'm a
around. Ooh, that's
psychologist.
delicious.
That,
What
that
you eat?
was what was that was a Panda Express. That shit was disgusting. That shit was
I
not,
like Panda Express,
bro.
nigga.
You know how Panda Express is like, you know how I know that's like some Americanized Asian food?
Yo, nigga, I don't want to say nothing that's crazy, but just true life. I've
Yeah,
toured America many, many times,
yeah,
and whenever I can, I try to stay on like if you're driving across, the expanses of America, like outside of metropolises and shit. I try to stay like at a hotel on like like a reservation if I can, because I don't, I'd be like scared to be at like the crazy white people hotel out in the middle of nowhere. And so I be staying at the hotels on the res, and I noticed Panda Express be busting on the reservation. Like I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's true.
Man,
And
this
it's just going up. And I've brought niggas on tour and been like, yo, peep this, peep how like crazy this Panda Express gonna get. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like that shit, but I'm sorry they did you wrong. You went to
man,
the
this
wrong.
this shit in Jacksonville not hitting, man. A real Asian spot, I tell you what they give you, bro. Real Asian spots will give you some damn gravy, bro. Niggas don't know about the gravy at Asian spots, but if you get shrimp fried rice with gravy, that legit might be the best combo since like Shaq and Kobe, bro. It's the
Oh
best
no,
of all time.
the gravy bussin', the brown sauce hitting. That's like what come with the egg foo young in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good shit. And you said on the fried rice, I don't fuck with the scrimp fried rice, but on the fried rice,
Really? Why
it's real
not?
good. Hmm.
Why not?
I don't know. That's just not something I would do. I usually get the I'm with the egg fried rice. That's my joint.
Not a big egg nigga, so I'm gonna get the shrimp every time. And I feel
See,
like,
to each his own.
hey, that's a fact. I mean, in general, I've literally been talking with somebody about this for the longest. Like, a nigga just need to switch my diet up. Like, I am not a healthy eater at all. Like, I eat like a damn pig. Like, you look at me like, oh, that's a small nigga, but I eat like a family. Like,
Yeah.
it's disgusting. I don't know your. I feel like to think like because when I have like eaten healthy for a stretch of a period of time, my mind has worked differently than when I'm like,
Mm,
all right, let me go get 4 chicken sandwiches for Chick-fil-A. My mind is just
mm.
back to like fully clutter or whatever. Have you experienced that just like as a writer?
No, because I'm definitely with you. Like, I'm not gonna eat 4 chicken sandwiches with you, but I'll get the like the milkshake, the large fry, the mozzarella stick. I'm gonna be right there with you eating that. But I'm also gonna be at the CSA eating that crazy organic fresh shit straight out the ground. Like, I'm also eating that. I just try to eat it all. And I'm also on this shit. I've been on this since I was a child. It's all good for me.
Mm,
Like I make it good for me. Like
mm.
whatever I'm eating, it's good for me.
Yeah, I might have to adapt that, man. You know what I'm saying? Next time I'm eating 4 chicken sandwiches. It's
Hey,
actually not
it's
that bad.
good for me. Right. It's good for me.
That shit ain't good for me, but I might have to when I'm
It's
in
good for
denial.
me. It's good for me. I don't know. Like I don't. I'm not gonna be convinced to not trust my body. If my
Mm.
body want to wild out and eat 4 chicken sandwiches, I'm riding. Let's do it. Like I don't do that type of shit every day. So to me, there's no problem with any sort of indulgence or whim that occurs because again I don't do the same one twice.
Are you a gut instinct type of guy?
Am I what?
A gut instinct? You go off a gut instincts a lot?
Um, there are tool in the tool case for sure. Gut instincts, that's definitely in my armory. Um, yeah, when it feels appropriate to operate like that, I'm all about that.
Let me take a step back and let's talk about how I even discovered you. Because this happened
Please.
years ago. This happened many, many years ago. And it was through Needle Drop. Shout out to Fantano doing reviews of you and whatnot. He would review you a lot. So I'm like, you know what, let me check this guy out. And
Mhm.
at this time I was really young. And when I heard it, it was too many words, it's too many concepts. It was just too much for my brain. So the older I got, I'm like, let me check him out again. I'm like, maybe I'm just not ready for this. And
Mhm.
literally until Bob's Son, that's when I was like, okay, I understand
Oh,
this now.
yes.
Go back into the previous discography. I get it now. But for the longest, I think it was too much for my brain. But now I feel like I'm able to accept it now. So I don't know if you get that a lot, but I'm fully on the Ruby train as a Bob son.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. I do get that a lot because as an artist, I've been finding myself more and allowing more of myself to come out in my music. And my earlier music had all sorts of tactics and techniques
Mm,
in it in order for me to get to a place where I could live off my art. And part of that means when you're trying to get a larger audience, reducing yourself, making yourself a bit more of a caricature, linking yourself with popular concepts and brands, talking about things that are in the news, talking about the new TV show, referencing that rapper's new song, all sorts of stuff you do just to make sure that Fantano keeps reviewing you or whatever, but those weren't honest artistic techniques.
mm,
Now I'm at a place in my life where I have my own audience. I have my own way of operating as an artist through the world, and they've enabled me to become more and more honest with my music and to really
mm,
get to like the ill, greasy nuggets of who the fuck is this person writing the song. Uh, and so that makes sense to me. That makes total sense to me that Bob's son would unlock it because that's like, and even switching over to Rap Ferreira is me trying to do my most pedestrian flows.
mm,
Like this flows like this is a rap I would do to my nigga Ronnie who cut my hair. Like I would just rap this, and just whatever. Not overthinking them too much, not sweating it. The Milo shit is so over raw, per like cubic inch. I'm just packing in so much stuff because I knew if I stuck to this style that nobody had really fucked. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
just knew like this shit, they gonna go dumb. And I don't think the audience really necessarily considers how often artists cater to them. Or, like they be like, oh, I found this artist who's like this, yay. But it's like, nah, we just knew there was a market.
Mm,
Uh, and that sounds crazy to say that, but like even young, being aware of these kinds of things and maybe not having them in the forefront of my brain like that, but letting them dictate my habits, especially aesthetically like that. Yeah, again, I'm trying to abandon all that kind of shit.
it's interesting that you say that on Bob Sons, you're doing like some of your most pedestrian type of flows on there, like you be rapping to your homeboy Ronnie that cut your hair. And I just want to read something that you wrote, and the fact that you consider this pedestrian is hilarious. You said, I stepped up on the auction block, cleared my throat, like, I'm the type of slave you buy if you need a new master. I could wrap the blues backwards and around myself, tied in the front like a karate belt, and high kick the moon out of socket. All my good times have came out of pocket. Come on, bro, stop it, man. Come on, I might step in inside and out the pocket. Don't tiptoe around devils. I guess the bet settled, disheveled, voice scratching like wet metals. Stop it, man.
There's all these cells inside myself.
That's the one. That's my favorite song. That for like I don't know what it was, but when I heard that, I was so blown away by how you wrote that, how you performed that, just the voices with the wet metal, disheveled, this and wet, like oh my bro, I'm a big Sugar Free fan. That's some shit like that. Oh my god,
Yeah, that's why I
bro.
had to sample him on that record because I was so. Look, I'll go get it for you right now. Shit, you talking about you fucking with Sugar Free, nigga? Okay, I'm in my kitchen right now because I play tapes when I cook.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's that. I got that. Well, why you frying? I ain't bullshitting. I get down. That's
Oh
what.
yeah,
That's yeah.
smoking on a dodo and a skunk. As
Mm-hmm.
I roll with the hump and the shit, sipping on the Hennessy because it's all good.
So the sugar free, and it's crazy the way that you did that. That it put me in the mind frame of that, and you sampled them on there, and I don't know if there's a story behind that song on how you did that, but that's a special performance to me.
Thank you, my nigga. Everything just comes together from life. I
Mm,
remember I read a book my freshman year of high school. I can't even remember the name. It might have been Octavius or something. I can't even remember the name for real. And I really can't even remember much of the plot. But I remember it talked about Diogenes and this dude who was like a slave. And then because he was quote unquote educated, they gave him the opportunity to sell himself on the auction block. And he got up there and really said that shit. I'm the type of slave you buy if you need a new master. And the motherfucker bought him to tutor his son and then freed him. And I was just like, that's the gangsterest shit, just being like unyielding and like, flexing that other muscle, you know? Like that's so ill. You can't change that. Um, so I had to put it in a rhyme and just embody that flow. I'm so happy that resonates with you. That's my favorite joint on there too. I think I play that song sometimes and get hyped. Because definitely, I'm kind of of that Borges mindset where every every writer is the best and every writer is the worst, and we're all equally responsible for all of it. And anyone who writes, if you're being again real honest with yourself, you have to be like, I don't really know where that came from. And sometimes playing some of these songs back like that joint, it's just like, yeah, where did this rhyme come from? What was the fuck was I on? You go into different trances and states and shit, hype yourself up, especially up at Soul Folks. I made that whole record up at Soul Folks, and the temple be crazy. There's no windows in there, and we built like a fake storefront that's just a little teeny record store with a bookcase, and then the bookcase open, and
Mm.
then you enter my temple like the real Soul Folks. I make beats on 218s, you know what I'm saying? Just like crazy, every rap tape. I got signed MF Doom posters, Ice T shit, every rapper, everything. Just like a temple of hip hop. And go in there and write rhymes. All the shit is just different. It's like time stops when you connect. So the rhymes become very potent. That was the last record I got to make in Soul Folks before I moved to Tennessee.
It makes sense. It's almost like you lock yourself in this like chamber and you make that song and damn sugar free took over the left side of your brain and Diogenes took over the right side of your brain and that song came out, bro. That's what happened, bro. That's exactly
Yep,
what happened, man.
that's yeah, right. A major blessing. Like, oh wow. Mhm.
Great song. It's a great song and that's a great album. And literally right before we did this, I was finishing up editing my top albums of the year list. Of course, Bob Sons made it on there because that's how much I love that album.
Thanks, John.
Um, and I mean, like I said, that you are you say something interesting about in your older raps versus your newer raps, you're kind of like being more of yourself and not trying to do these techniques and stuff or whatnot. And I tell that people all the time, like people who want to do some type of like art form or whatever. It's like, man, once you get to the point where you're like fully can embrace yourself and your art and you could be vulnerable and you could just let that all out. Like you said you're a jazz guy. I was in a symphonic band for like 3 to 4 years. I played the trombone and we had to listen to jazz music every day. We had to listen to just Coltrane and all of these people. So once you listen to some of those jazz artists or even some people that play like bassoon solos and stuff like that, you can almost it's kind of weird to say you can hear their personality come through the instrument. Like you could
Yes,
be like,
sir.
oh, that's Miles Davis. This you can
Yes, sir.
almost tell. You feel me? So once you can get to that point, it ain't no stopping you. Like you got it.
No, you can tap definitely. And for me as an artist, like to me, I'm looking for that old pursuit of just excellence. So I feel I'm getting closer to it in hip hop and rap music. So I'm trying to expand. And like I've spent the last year playing guitar every day.
Mm,
And I'm like just listening. Like you said, I listen to hundreds of different guitar players. I'm at that point where I can be like, oh yeah, that's Booker White. Oh yeah, that's Ray McDowell. Oh yeah, that's Memphis Minnie. Like, oh yeah, I know that. And like hearing little riffs and then being able to hear it through time, like hear one riff get stolen by like six different people and mutate. Shit, that's crazy. And before, when I was just focusing on lyrics and writing raps, I wasn't thinking of music in that way. So my whole conception lately, uh, this last year, has just been really changing with music. Like I don't really know what genre is anymore at all.
mm,
I have no idea what genre is anymore. I know what black music is. I can tell that, but beyond that, I don't really know what genre means or is. And I don't think that it makes much sense. And I think that when we talk about music amongst each other, we don't ever really bring that type of shit up. Like what is it? You know? And I think about that urge to categorize things and separate them and create these little boundaries and boxes to put them in. And how just learning music this last year, really going under the hood with it, learning scales and all that shit. It's like I don't know what the fuck genre is at all when it relates again to modern music. I just hear black people. I just hear us, our shit. That's what I hear. All the way from blues. Like I can't tell the difference between blues and jazz anymore at all.
Mm.
I can't. I can't tell the difference. Like, what's the difference? It's like, I don't know. And then I can't tell the difference with why that's not a rap song. I'd be
Mm.
like, oh yeah, like learning how to play guitar. They'd be like, and then begin again. I'm like, you mean loop? Like nigga, so it's the loop. And then they'll be coming up with all these complicated ways to be like, okay, so I cut the loop in half, play the second half first, and then okay, yeah, I know how to do all this shit for making beats.
Mm.
But just now going back and learning this, it's like, oh, there's names for all this shit. Crazy.
I was gonna say, learning how to play guitar, has that impacted your rapping, you think, at all?
Definitely, and you'll hear that on the next shit because I haven't even. I be rapping so much. I'm still releasing. Like even this thing I just dropped, I wrote in 2020, in the beginning of 2020. So I haven't released really any rap since I've been a guitar player. But yeah, the style definitely changed, and my sense of timing and rhythm and like beat is definitely changing. Like what's a bar? And I've been just studying the blues, so I'm getting into these like old natural rhythms.
Mm.
I didn't realize how square hip hop is. Not to be like uncool. I don't mean uncool, but just rigid because of samplers and the computers that we make the shit in. It's very rigid. But I'm thinking it's loose. I'm like, yo, Dilla swing and da, 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 da. But now that like I'm playing shit and listening to niggas play like guitar in 1923, I'm like, oh, this is really loose.
Mm.
Like on a different level.
Man, I be telling niggas, pick up an instrument, bro. If you rap, that junk really gonna change you. Like, you pick up any instrument, it's really gonna change you.
Yo, I will co-sign that. I definitely had homies telling me that before I did this, and I was kind of annoyed by that whole line of thinking. And I thought it was kind of elitist. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I was just like niggas ain't got time to learn this. Like, what the fuck? Like, all I got's my mind, whatever. But with COVID, I had the time, and I didn't want to waste it. So I was like, you know what? I got an hour every day. I got 2 hours every day, easily. Let me pick this fucking instrument up. And it's definitely been a game changer. But I needed it right now. I needed it right now. I've been 10 years. I've been rapping 10 years. I put out my first mixtape, solo mixtape when I was 19, November 1st
Mm.
of 2011. Now I'm 29. I've been rapping 10 years, so I needed something else, and it's giving me that like that switch up. I appreciate it.
You know, it's funny. I was been thinking for the longest. I'm like, this nigga been rapping forever, but he don't look old. So I don't know if this nigga just started young or if this nigga like goddamn 42 and on the low and shit. And niggas don't know, but it
That's
makes sense.
what's
He been
up.
rapping for a long ass time, bro.
No, it's real. I seen another dude say that about me. I seen another brother say that about me. Like, yo, this dude been rapping a long ass time. I thought he was old, and it's like I am old, nigga. Right? I've been rapping a long ass time. While everybody was on some other shit, I just stayed the course. I've been rapping this whole time, so I am old. I got 10 years living off my raps. Um, and it changes you and how you look at the craft and the art form and how you listen to rap and other rappers and watching how they present themselves and the whole game of it. I really look at it like a game now. And I used to listen to dudes say that and think it was like a metaphor, but I mean it. Like I'm just playing hip hop, the game. And it's just like even putting my name on the board and putting
Mm.
numbers next to it and then choosing to like when you the best at Mortal Kombat or whatever, and the name are at the top already say Negro on the bonnet. So then you start saying bonnet on a Negro for the next one. That's how I feel with the trap prayer shit. Just switching up. Like I'm gonna beat myself.
And you
Yeah, the
keep
game.
you keep elevating with the like even adding the the guitar is changing how you rap or whatnot. And I guess speaking of like stories that I don't think I've ever told on here, a funny story about me playing guitar. I played guitar for like 2 years, didn't learn almost anything because I never practiced when I got home. So I think the instructor noticed that. So we stopped reading from the book or whatever. He was just like, hey, he was like, just bring in some songs you want to learn how to play, and I'll teach you by ear. So me being just a complete nigga, I don't know what made me do this. I'll bring in like damn Future instrumentals and shit, Gucci Mane
Like,
instrumentals with no guitar in them, and be like, "Hey, bro, teach me how to play this." This old white dude, like 60 years old, he just trying his hardest to learn how to play "Same Damn Time" by Future, and it was bad, man. It was bad.
wow. At least he tried.
Hey, I'm talking about he going through each fret just fiercely. I'm like, yeah, man, this is end up quitting, man. But shout out to you, man. You actually
Boy,
learned.
what'd you say?
I said, but shout out to you. You actually learned how to do it, man. I
Well,
appreciate that.
I mean, honestly, it's all about who you know. And I met a real living actual blues man when I was a young teenager, when I was about 13, a brother
Mm,
named Samuel James. Um, and he was somebody that I would kind of hit up from time to time when I started touring and stuff, just looking for advice about being, a young nigga making music in the road. Um, and so once I was like, I want to learn how to play the blues. And then I hit him up and I was like, yo, dog, like you a real blues man. Um, and like, to just learn from the source, even so much of the blues has been whitewashed and, you be on YouTube, look up any blues song on YouTube and how to learn it. And it's not going to be nobody from our diaspora teaching it to you. Well, that's a lie. There's one brother, I forget his name, the good reverend, but he be on there. He be on there and he not slacking. But it's literally one brother
mm.
on all of YouTube. The rest is gonna be white dudes up in Switzerland on an account called Daddy Stovepipe, teaching you how to play 100-year-old Negro spirituals. I'm not even lying.
Mm.
And it's real weird. And so to have this opportunity to learn, the proper way, it means everything to me. So I don't have stuff with it. Yeah, I practice every day. It's been dope. It's been dope to learn like that.
That is interesting just to see that kind of shift in, I guess, like things that came from our culture now kind of being like either taught or like handled by people that's not from, like you said, our diaspora or whatever. I talk about it all the time with people on like hip hop media. You think about
Mhm.
like the biggest hip hop media people, they're either not black or they're a black person on some lame shit, on some just some
Yo,
fuck shit.
it reflects the origins of us as a people in this country to begin with.
Mm,
You realize that, oh, slavery just mutated. It ain't really over, nigga. Like, right, we the only culture, supposedly the most powerful, impactful culture in the world that we not in charge of, but we the engine of it. What the fuck? Like, you be like, what the fuck is that? It's something I think about all the time. Blues is cultural music.
mm-hmm,
Now you don't see a bunch of Mexican people playing in Scottish bagpipes, and likewise, you don't see a bunch of Scottish people in mariachi bands. But why the fuck do I see people who not from the tribe of we playing blues? And it's like that. It's really like that. And these old spirituals and shit, that's like, dog, these songs were created out of a situation that is totally 100% cultural. Just like I would not go to, you know, whatever the mountains of China with a lap guitar and start playing fucking your local folk songs. You know what I mean? Like, nobody does that to anyone else but black people. Like, whether it be roots reggae or blues or whether it be African rhythms and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all our shit get jacked. Like, whether it be samba shit, whatever. Like, it's just crazy to me. Because that's all roots music. All that shit I'm talking about. Bachata, like, all that shit is roots music. It's all our shit. But then you see the motherfucker who made the beat, and it's like,
mm. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I've been fooled a lot of times. Like I done heard some soulful ass hip hop beats. I'm like, well, I know a nigga put his foot in that. I
No,
know
and
he
that's
would.
real shit. We so far advanced in this game now that it's undeniable. No, it be some of these motherfuckers who got the recipe, nigga, undeniably. You can't front on Bruno Mars no more. Like you can't.
Oh shit, that's a good example. That is a good example, man. That's
You
a
know what
good
I'm
example.
saying though? He got the recipe. And that's whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Cause I mean, I don't even want to have to get deep in that shit. It's all one, you know. That motherfucker really part of diaspora too. But my point is just with cultural music and especially being black in America, again, we have the impact but not the ownership. And the people who do have the ownership, you know, they ain't trying to change the game anytime soon.
I always say the example. It's like if me and you and the Indian was like, nigga, we finna take over Bollywood. Nigga, they look at our black ass so crazy and probably kick us out. Like, nigga, you ain't finna do nothing, man.
Yo, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I got the look.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the Bollywood look. Gee, I don't know.
Nigga,
I might make it over there, though.
if I see you in Slumdog Millionaire too, nigga, that would change the game, nigga.
Um, yeah, yeah, I could do that. I
That's
could be in that little Bollywood rapper movie.
Hey, but you know it's crazy. My homeboy sent me a documentary about. Dang, where was it at? I think it might have been like rappers in Brazil, and it is fascinating looking at like different rap scenes across the world.
Yeah,
Like nigga, I seen I seen Bloods in Africa. It was niggas
yeah,
making drill music in Africa, throwing up blood. I'm like, how did that? The way that culture has like shifted to different, it is quite fascinating, man. Niggas in Nigeria banging blood, bro. That shit blew my mind, man.
yeah. That's real shit. And just drill and like the predominance of drill across the world and the different mutations of drill. When I toured over in the UK, that really was like striking to me.
Mm.
Um, Cause I don't know, in my opinion, drill is a Chicago export, and they was trying to tell me it was a UK export, and I was like, no, you know. But just like cool style though. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know. I want to see more, and I mean, cats are poetic, but like I just always want to see more poetic shit, more like I don't know. There's a way to lock into the beat that I only hear like Benny the Butcher do that I wish I
Mm.
heard way more MCs do. Like there's a way to lock into the beat that is so like arresting. Oh, dog, my dog Sheree, they got crazy flows like that where they just like it's almost like they just start giving the beat a noogie. You know, like there's this way of rapping where you just like, oh, you just fucking that beat up, just like, oh golly. I want to hear that, but with the poetics, like I just want to hear shit that makes me so happy and laugh out loud. I was listening to I listen to old hip hop. I was listening to Indelible MCs.
Mm.
Uh, they got a song on the Lyricist Lounge record, the first one, which is a really good crazy rap album if you ever heard it. They got this crazy Most Def song called Body Rock on it. But anyway, I was listening to Indelible MCs, the song Wait, and Big just said, what he said? He said, stand out in New York like LA gang tattoos. I was like, yo, I fuck with that.
That's
And
hard.
just like I want to hear, I don't know, shit that doesn't necessarily have to correlate directly to anything.
You know what's my favorite thing in rap? I love when niggas do references, but they're unique references because if you don't do sports references, everybody says, "Oh, I'm a ball like LeBron. I got a 30 like Curry." But it's like if you are referencing people like obscure basketball players, obscure wrestlers from the 1980s or something like that,
Mhm.
I appreciate that because that like you stand out in New York like LA gang tattoos. Like that's a very he's seen that. Like he was in New York and he seen a nigga with he was like, oh, that's not New York. You feel
Right,
me? I like that type of stuff. I like when niggas give me their perspective. That's cool.
right. I love it, dog. I just yeah, right. When you hear a rhyme, it just makes you smile. You're just like, what a clever motherfucker. Like I like that shit. And I wish I heard more of that type of thing because those moments are really important and we're hacking our fucking neural map and we are creating new ways of thinking by this word association game we play called rap music, which is why rap music is the most popular
Mm.
art form because these mantras rewire the brain and the words per minute. It's like literal programming. Um, it's some ill shit. So you gotta listen to high quality hip hop of all variety to make sure you're having a balanced
Hey man,
session.
for the people out there listening and for you, I just want to give an example of that because something just came to my mind. There is a
Mhm.
song by this Michigan rapper named WB Nutty.
Yep.
Him and his brother Nutty and Los, they rap. They have a very specific perspective on when they used to sell drugs. They used to only, or I think they used to only mostly sell drugs to trailer park trash white people, and they used to sell heroin to them. And it's very specific what they rap about. So the song "The Ride," Nutty is recalling a story when when his fiends basically had to take him across the state lines, and he's rapping about being nervous. How when you're in like a Commonwealth city, you gotta like be careful and small town sheriffs. And the one bar that always gets me, he ends it. He said something like the he looked over and the white boy was trying to shoot heroin in his toes, and he said, "That's not what we doing. You better get used to it. You better be lucky I let you listen to this white music." And I just love that bar because I'm just imagining some like white country music playing. He's like, "Hey, I'm already letting you do this. You're trying to shoot heroin in your toes. This is crazy." But that just perspective, that's just interesting to me because you're not gonna hear that anywhere else, bro. That always sticks in my head, man. Shout out to that nigga.
Exactly. Exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm so glad that you could synthesize that immediately in that way. Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. You can like tell people who listen to a lot of rap because they just think so much faster. But, yeah, be like, dog, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Man, you had a bar that I don't know if it's specifically like this, but it made me want to ask you this. You had a bar on, I forget the song. It's an older song. You said all my heroes are wrestlers or something like that. And
Mhm.
well, you know what song this is? You sound like you.
Now I'm trying to remember. I'm running through the database,
Let me see.
bro. His
Hold on,
name,
hold on.
name coming to me.
This is on. I could tell you what album it was on. It was on. You said
Is it on
this.
Day and Night?
Yes, this was on things that happened at the day, things that happened at night, and I forget what song it was.
It's on
It
the
might have been
first
Sweet
song.
Chin Music. It might have been Sweet Chin
It
Music.
was.
It might have been Sweet Chin Music, and I was just curious of like what inspired that bar. Did you grow up being a big wrestling fan and look up to them niggas? Like how that was something that just because I'm a wrestling fan, so
I
that just
can't remember how that song goes anymore because I don't play that music. I haven't played that music in many years. But
mm,
yeah, I grew up adoring wrestling. And my dad would take me to the matches and shit. I got to like sit very close to the ring. I seen The Rock and Stone Cold in person. I seen all the like the illest era of wrestling in my opinion. I was there for it, and I was second grade to like sixth grade, them 4 years, just obsessed. Monday Night Raw, Thursday SmackDown, you know, just all that good stuff. WWE is my shit. The Rock was my dude. Um, but I like the Dudley Boys a lot. I was fucking with the Dudley Boys. Uh, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like niggas that grew up watching wrestling, they don't rap a specific way, but you can just tell when a nigga grew up watching wrestling. I don't know what it is, but it just nigga just got a swag of a nigga that that nigga probably grew up watching niggas get sweet chin music and and stunnered and you feel me? It
Yeah,
got
cause
that type of
it
swag.
was combo of like it was combat, but it was really soap operas and
Yeah.
character development, and I'm watching motherfuckers reinvent themselves. Wrestlers come back as different people, and you be like, "What the fuck?" And did they disappear a while and come back or whatever, and just keeping up with all the changes and the drama. That was the shit, the drama. And then yes, they would ultimately culminate in some violence was awesome, you know. and thrilling and electrifying seeing these people talk shit. And I mean, again, the era that I watched, like there was the best shit talkers in my opinion. And like I remember, I think yeah, I was in second grade when Wyclef dropped that song with The Rock. It doesn't matter. And like just watching that music video on TV, it would be like Three Doors Down would play, that Superman song would play, Papa Roach would play, and then that Wyclef joint would play. I'd be like, it got no better in my life than that point. Like the music I like linked up with the wrestling that I liked. Come on.
Hey man, we went from Wyclef making songs for The Rock to The Rock making songs with Tech Nine. I mean, it's just a crazy, it's a crazy full circle, man.
Yo, that flow is crazy that he used that. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm like, yo. But then the more I listened to it, the more I started doing that type of shit around the house. Like it started silly, and then I was like, do I like this? Like what the fuck? The Rock flowed crazy on that.
What that nigga say? I'm black and Samoan. That nigga was going crazy on
Yeah,
that song.
like Samoa. Oh,
Oh
like just
shit.
like the rhyme scheme made jokes to flex on. Like, oh my god.
Shout out to The Rock, man. I guess kind of speaking of wrestling, right now, what this could take in books as well, but what I guess like media are you taking in if you're watching any shows, movies, books, anything that's keeping you, I guess, entertained while you're not, pertaining to daily life?
I've been reading a little bit, um, cause I'm just on some like single dad shit. So it's usually just me and my kid having a lot of fun. I don't normally have time to read anymore, but I've been reading a little bit here and there. I've read um, Revolutionary Suicide by Huey Newton probably
Mm.
3 times in the last year. I just ended and started again. Um, Soledad Brother. Um, that's all good stuff that I've been on. Just trying to prepare my mind, I guess. I don't know for what, but it's obvious to me that I'm not as free as I want to be. And it's obvious to me that uh, I have to move accordingly, and I have to prepare my mind. So I'm just looking to cats who took it way further than me, um, uh, for guidance in that way. And what's cool is like, they wrote books. Um, so yeah, I'm reading that shit. And then media wise, I'm just watching a lot of old blues videos, any kind of blues videos, but a lot of like the Alan Lomax shit, um, which has, its own problems, the white gaze, but at least being able to see these great masters play the blues, um, is really something to me right now. Like I just love getting lost in it because it's a music that's so far removed from industry.
Mm.
And it's so crazy to see what real music is because I don't know anymore. And watching these videos really connects me to that feeling of just true honest expression without any sort of concept of transmission or audience or merchandise or stream or anything form, nothing, just expression, just making the people around me tap their feet, just pleasurably passing this next 20 minutes. Um, Making music from that place is like impossible. So I'm studying that and trying to go there.
I want to touch on two things. One, what you just said, and first, the first part. So, not that you need them, but I want to give you a couple real nigga points because you just mentioned George Jackson, which might be one of the realest humans I think to probably ever live. Uh,
Yeah.
he also might be the only person to sneak a pistol into a prison. I don't know how. I think he snuck it in his fro, which was
Mm.
insane. I mean, that's. That must have been a very nice fro because I don't know how nobody's seen him like walking through like, oh, that nigga has a, a pistol in his fro right now.
He
Shout
got the
out to him.
blammer up there.
Huh?
He got the blammer up there.
He got the blammer up there. And I've watched I think what was it? It was a couple years ago I watched a documentary on him and I was just enamored. I need to read Soledad Brothers. It's a good book. I've heard, right?
It's really heavy, dog.
Mm,
And like I mean, revolutionary suicide is heavy, but Huey has an indomitable spirit that is so beautiful. And like you read Revolutionary Suicide, and Huey's just like, "Yo, we at war, but these crackers can't win,"
yeah.
you know. But George is in a different boat, and he's like, "Yo, we at war, and nobody gonna win,"
Mm,
like he's just like it's all bad, and that book is written in letters, and to a different people, to his mother, his father, his lawyer, his brother, and like some other menagerie of friends, but primarily the people I said. And it becomes quickly, you know, heart tearing, like soul tearing. Like, he figures out he's never gonna get out of prison, so he keeps writing to his mom very upbeat letters, hopeful letters, like making shit up about appeals and shit that's not even happening. And then to his dad, who he don't even really fuck with, he's just like, "Well, you fucking bum ass nigga,
mm.
I'll let you know what's going on. They
Yeah.
gonna kill me, nigga." Like, you know what I mean? And just like it's so heavy to see him, you know, do that. And like the points he's trying to bring up, and you can't read any of their letters, you just read his responses. So you have to infer all the other shit. But they think he's crazy for just trying to be free. And yeah, it's wild. That book is really, 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 really heavy. You see how prison generates racism on purpose. Prison is literally a racism machine. Um, and like no white man can go through prison and not leave it racist, whether whether he be CO or prisoner.
Mm.
That's by design. And
Can you expound on that? That's interesting.
so George talks about like in prison they kept them all racially segregated, and how like there was penalties for crossing that line. So if you were the new white dude and didn't know that and tried to be like friend black people, eventually if you didn't get in line, you would be killed by some white person.
Yeah.
And just like the nature of being employed by the COs to enact revenge and do all sorts of different shit. There's a passage in the book where he just talks about uh, in all of his years in prison, he's only seen one white man who was able to go through that process and not be made a racist, and he was eventually killed
Mm.
because that's pretty much just what it is. And that's just really heavy. It's just really, really heavy. Uh, and talks about like who gets employed to be corrections officers, who are these people staffing these prisons. Um, they're not coming from coastal elite Ivy League schools. They're not people with particularly empathetic training. They're not, you know, rooted in any sort of compassion. And you just see how all of our inequalities are played against one another to, ultimately exploit labor.
Mm.
And that's something that Huey talks about too in Revolutionary Suicide, about like, his refusal to work, but they're only offering you 5 cents an hour or whatever to work. So it's totally reasonable to not work, except now, you're being classified as like a bad prisoner because you're not working, which means you must allow yourself to be daily exploited, to be a slave, to be made a slave again. Um, how all of that is just still operating that way to this day, but worse, bigger than ever. Um, I read some crazy statistic the other day that was like some 90 some odd percent of African or African descended people, black people, whatever language you want to use, some 90 some odd percent of incarcerated black diaspora people of the world are in America.
Mm, that's crazy.
There are more black people in jail in America than the entire continent of Africa. Like, like it's just like all stuff that is purposely not said that way. So that way you don't ever realize again that the slavery thing did not end. And just getting in that mind, be like, damn, I'm not as free as I want. Granted, I do have some freedom and I want to exploit them and use them and push them to the fullest. But I can't lie to myself either and say I'm truly free. And, even right now, everything that's going on in our country should be wild, dog. Should be wild.
I need to hop back in your bag and get to reading some more black literature, man, because I'm over here damn reading this book about this white man on LSD. Uh,
I fuck with that stuff though too. I do fuck with that, and I was on that for a bit as well. And I do like to read my who's my dude who wrote Joseph Campbell. I
mm,
fuck with some Joseph Campbell, dog. Anything about myth, I'm gonna get in on it. Uh, yeah, and I was reading, the Blue Cliff record, and the Shobogenzo, the Gateless Barrier, and tough on that, super tough on that. That's why I named the last record Light Emitting Diamond Cutter Scriptures. Just, looking for the truth in everything. You can find it in everything. Just that quest for excellence. I'm sure that LSD book got some excellence somewhere in there.
it's a good ass book. I ain't gonna, it's an interesting ass book, man. It's called what is it called? Be Here Now, but it's dude named Ram Das. Basically, white guy went to India.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
you know about bro? Yeah, went to
Yeah, I know about
India.
bro.
He went to India and kind of just changed his life, man. He met like this uh I don't know what you would call this guy, but he was like an Indian dude, and he was peeing outside by himself, and he was thinking about his mama by himself. Next day he meet this Indian dude put him to the side. He's like this guru dude. He said, "Hey, I know that you was peeing outside thinking about your mama." He said, "How did you know?" And then I just fucked him up. That changed his life, man. It's an interesting ass book, man. Shout out to Ram Dass,
Man, that's a weird motherfucker. Why would that be the crucial tale to relay? Hey, boy, you was pissing outside thinking about your mama again, nigga. And you stop doing that. Cut that shit out.
That's hilarious. Hey, nigga, I know you were peeing over there behind the cave.
And I could easily read your clumsy ass thoughts. It's wild to me, dog.
That's funny as hell, man. But nah, I mean, there's some good black literature out there. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of Your Guru. That's a very interesting book. It's basically, damn, I'm gonna look at it real quick. I forget, it's a black woman who wrote it, and that's basically like another name for white people. What she call them, you know how call them your Yakubians or whatever.
Hmm.
She call them your gurus. Your Guru, an African centric critique of European cultural thought. Very interesting book written by
How you spell it?
Yuruggu.
Hmm.
Yuruggu. Your Guru. Written by Marimba Annie. I could be saying her name wrong, but very interesting book. It's the cover right there. If anybody wants to go check
Oh,
that out.
you. Oh, okay.
Your Guru. So
You guru.
your Guru.
Okay,
If you,
bet. That's
ever
hard.
ever since I heard about it, have not called a white person since I left. Oh, you talking about you gurus over there? That's some your gurus. So
That's hard, right? You gurus. For
shout out to
real, though.
shout out to
Edomites.
Edomites. Hey, that's a. I learned about that a couple years ago. That's a good one. I like Edomites for
Yeah.
sure. That's
Yeah,
definitely.
Edomites is I like using that down here because I live in the Bible Belt, Tennessee,
Mm.
and I love debating scripture with anyone who wants to hang, and that's always fun to fuck with the small mind.
Hey, you're in the South. I love the South. I don't know how you've been liking Nashville or just
Oh, I
Tennessee in
love
general, but
living
you
down
like it?
south. Yeah, I fuck with it heavily. I fuck with it heavily. I'm trying to buy some land down here.
That's always a good move.
Yeah, that's my um, that's my 2022 ambition. Get some land.
Well, shit, man. I don't want to keep it for too long, man. I feel like it's going forever, but I don't want to keep it for too long. But before we get out of here, I do have to play something that you rapped, and it's been blowing my mind ever since you did it. I've literally probably listened to this every day since you've dropped it. Uh, this is a perfect place because on StreamYard you can share your screen. So I'm about to pull this up really quickly. We can end it with this, and just for niggas that don't know, I just want to be like, this is what this nigga can do. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
This is
you.
crazy. This is crazy,
Thank
right?
you, God.
So let's pull this up. Um, Here we are right here. By the way, I just want to show you that I
Oh
named this
yeah.
file. I named this file Bro Wildin because you was wildin on this right here, and you have no idea what this is. That's the greatest part. Do you have a guess of what this could be?
No.
Let's get to it, man.
A Lucy for you. Shout out my dog Illingsworth on the beat. Hey, are you an MC? Let me hear a verse. Fuck you.
You have the best laugh of all time. Just want to let that be known. But let's get
Thank
into
you,
the rap.
beloved.
Answer begged the question. 'Twas brilliant. Lil OU outside the Western. Just Smith and Wesson. Playing lead melody as well as rhythm section. Kicking a big drum. Said man show had an awkward run. You know everyone a big whooper to the dog walker come. I heard that. Wisdom is the currency of dead poets and dirt bags. Motives become per cap. I'm simply rapping what I really seen. They want a song, I simply say what I really mean. Whether it has any meaning at all. Leaves fall as I burn some tree. Onward meandering. I haven't had a machine do any answering for me. No, that ain't on code. I'm at the crib reading a vintage copy of Yugen. Ask a cracker who you think you fooling with that talk of top five. There ain't four other of me. The very life force is what I'm coveting. They ain't fucking with me. Infinite jester, signifying monkey, beta tester, ruby ibuprofen. That's why I put that on Maryland. Nigga like me got two speeds, immovable and barreling. I'm out front the house singing, not caroling, working off my seventh sin. A rare specimen, up past curfew. Lucy rolled tightly with a bowl of Perlu and a spoonful of coochie dough ice cream. Mean man spit most politely. I uncork my monotone, adjust the fork to reflect an ultralight beam. I'm not like you, not even slightly. The reward to conform is an inferior moxie with no pizzazz. Fuck rap, I'll go make astro jazz. I'll go make astral jazz. Fuck rap.
Who gave you permission to do that, bro? I don't know who gave you the permission to just say, I'm finna go and destroy this free. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about though. That's that guitar flow. That's that I've been playing the instrument.
That's what
I've been
is
learning
that
that
what
shit.
we should expect this? Is that what you're saying? We're gonna
Yes.
expect
All my new shit's on that level. That's just regular to me now. Cause like I said, I done hacked my brain with music, dog. I got this record that's almost done. That's insane. That's why I'm even comfortable putting one like that out as a Lucy. Cause I got that's like right. I got a billion of them shits. Thank
man.
you though. Yeah, that's my new shit. Thank you so much. Oh no. Let me say this. That was the best thing ever actually. You playing that. Thank you so much. Cause so many artists, you always getting pursued by your past. Like you said, I didn't know what song you were gonna play. You could play any song. You could pull out a song from 10 years ago, which a lot of motherfuckers would have done, and it would have been cool. But it would have been like, damn, I don't rap like that no more. But you pulled out a song I haven't even released yet. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. Just what that means to me as an artist. Like, I really appreciate that.
Hey man, my pleasure, man. I thought you was wilding on the last album when you said, "Damn, what you said?" You said I shot my first Uzi in second grade. Now that's little 6'4" with a what you said? I don't even want to butcher. What you say?
And the vert ill,
Come on, man. You
you
see
see
how
that
easy it is
quickly?
to deconstruct these? Come on, bruh. Come on,
And
man.
that's all true, actual factuals. I got burns on my ankles from when the shells fell out the Uzi in my Jordans. My dad was just laughing because I couldn't even keep the chop down. I was shooting it up and chunks of the ceiling was coming off. That's a true story.
You can hoop.
And hmm?
You can hoop.
Oh, I could hoop?
Yeah, can you hoop?
I mean, I'm not finna lose a one-on-one with you.
I mean,
That's what you asking.
that's exactly where I'm going with this because
Right, yeah,
I've
nah.
challenged every rapper to a one on one. Either niggas duck or niggas just be like, "Oh, I'm good." And I don't know if you're gonna be the niggas that duck or whatever, but this is a
Duck
formal
what, my
challenge.
nigga? We could put 10 racks on it. You're not
You
finna
don't want
be
to do that.
good though.
You don't want to do that.
You ain't gonna put my ass in no one on one, bro.
How tall are you again?
I'm nasty with this shit. What the fuck? You trying to get oh,
Let's run it.
bless you. I'm fucking with you, dog. But I'll lock you at 5. I'll give you 5 in a game of 21.
I like me to, with the bonnet on, give you 11 points, spot you 11 points, go to 21, still win. That's how I'm feeling.
Nigga. I, I seen your videos, boy. You 5'8".
I'm like 5'9".
Right. Nah, nigga. Good night. If you think you making 1 point on me, you out your fucking mind, my boy. You out your mind, my boy.
Hey, let's run it. Hey, whenever I'm in Nashville or whenever you in Jacksonville, let's run it, man.
Hey, Florida?
Florida, Jacksonville, Florida.
I'm gonna be out there in April, I believe. The end of April, I'm coming to Jacksonville.
Hey, I'm here. Let me,
I
hey, I got to get my cardio straight. When I get my cardio good, I'm out of there.
Oh, that's gonna be like my second tour already, so I'm gonna be fully
You gonna
back
be, yeah,
on
you gonna
my
be cardioed up.
bullshit. Oh, I'm death wrecking you, my boy. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, shit, man. If you got any other last words for the fans, man, because they gonna see you take a mighty ass whooping on my channel in a couple more months,
That's
man. So,
awesome. I can't wait. I love your confidence, brother. You shine so brightly. That's fantastic. I hate to be the nigga to snuff it out, but I will if I must. You know what I'm saying? I will if I must. It's on.
hey, I
Uh,
want to say, but before we end, I do want to say, I like that you already sniffed that I was calling you out when I said, "Do you hoop?" Like you already knew what was coming. You said, "I ain't finna lose to you." You already knew
I
what I was
could
finna say.
already hear it in your voice. I mean, yo, Hoopers know, competitive niggas know, period. Like, I could just hear that. I mean, who asking, nigga?
Oh shit! Well, that's funny, man. But yeah, man. Any last words you gotta say? And then, cause it's so many questions I gotta ask, but we're gonna say that for the next time. So,
Yeah, for
any
sure.
any last words? Please let it be known.
Yo, thank you so much for this great discussion with you. I love your platform. I'm fucking hyped to be on it. Um, peace to my crew, the Rubiot. That's Sheree, SB the Moore, Pink Naval, Vast Ness, Kenny Siegel, Eldon, Randall Bravery. Um, we doing our thing, completely independent. Shout out our people at Alpha Pup. Shout out Soul Folks Worldwide. Uh, that's about it. Big ups my blues teacher, Samuel James. If you're looking for that real blues by like a living, breathing, motherfucking actual factual blues man, go peep Samuel James. That good, country blues, like straight acoustic, uh, finger pick, tasty stuff. That's about it.
Hey man, for the people watching, go tap in with the brother, man. I'm always advocating for poets. I feel like it's the
Thank you.
last of a dying breed, man. One of my favorite rappers out right now, the nigga Navy Blue, and he also a light skinned brother just like you. So,
Yeah, I
light
fuck with him.
fuck, that's my guy right there. So shout out to Navy Blue, another poet. And I feel like y'all two niggas is a last of a dying breed, man. So when you got niggas dropping bars, like what you say? What's morbid is that poets want to be on the Forbes list. I mean, shit like that, we just don't get that no more. So if you want to, if you want some good music, man, go check the brother out. And yeah, man, until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Y'all niggas holler at your boy now.